Welcome back, one and all the more Trails in the Sky. Last time left off, it was the final match of the tournament. And now, we're going to Grancel Castle to see the Queen. Are we going to the castle already? Just to remind you, since we're going to be staying there for the party, we won't be able to leave until morning. Let's show the gatekeeper invitations then. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Probably because you don't get invitations to big events like this very often. This is the castle of Her Majesty the Queen. Unless you have official business, so you need to leave. Hey! Hi there. We're sorry about the other day. Oh, it's you two. You're still in town? We still have some business to take care of. We have a formal invitation, so by your leave, may we pass? A formal invitation? Received directly from His Grace. What? It's a giant! See, right here, written invitation. Let's see. To Zen and his team, an appreciation for your performance in the competition, you are cordially invited to a dinner party. Oh, okay, you were in the martial arts competition. Right, and I heard the winning team was led by a huge Eastern guy. So it's you. You got it. We greatly appreciate your help. Makes sense. The head maid told us you'd be coming. We're missing someone who what happened to him? It was kind of impolite, I know, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to make it. We're the only ones coming. Aw, what a pity. No matter, please go in. Down entering Zen and Company, victors of the martial arts competition. Open the gates. Smart, they double enforce the gate. Wow, it's like the Hawking Gate, but there's something more impressive. About it being part of a castle. I'd bet it's more solid too, since it's a royal castle. And that's part of why it's impregnable. Ever since the nation was established, no enemy has ever broken through the Annenberg Wall. The capital's been ravaged by war numerous times as a result of mutinies and insurrections amongst the nobles. But even then, the capital held the rebel army at bay, protected the royal family and the refugees. Or so the stories say. That's pretty neat. Very much the sort of tale one would expect from a nation with such history. Now, welcome to Her Majesty's Grancel Castle. Now go right in. You'll be met by the welcoming party inside. Enjoy your evening. Everything's so big. Wow. You can say that again. I've never seen anything that compares to this place. And it's not just pretty, it's got history. You can really feel the traditions and rules of the old kingdom here. Welcome to Grancel Castle. You are Zen and his team, correct? Captain Almathea. This isn't really unexpected, but even so. That's right, we came with the invitation of the good Duke. And you are... pardon me, I am Captain Caron Almathea of the Intelligence Division, head of Grancel Castle Defense. I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations on your championship victory. Watching the match was a truly spectacular experience. You're true kind, really. And I may say, I didn't know they made women as young and pretty as you, captains. You must do fine work. But but you are the flatterer. But I'm not as young as your bracelet friends. Estelle and Joshua Bright, it's been some time since the incident in Zeiss, hasn't it? Yeah, I got it. Quite some time. Unfortunately, the matter regarding Professor Russell is yet to be solved. It appears that he and his granddaughter were abducted by a group of nefarious individuals. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? I'm afraid not. We left the case up to the full-fledged Grace's Canon Grancel. We never even heard the follow-up report. I see. That's truly a shame. Well, with the resources of the Intelligence Division, it's only a matter of time before the culprits are arrested. Have no fear on that score. What the hell's with her? Understood. We trust you to take care of the professor. Oh, absolutely. Now we must show you to your rooms. if you would please do the honors. Yes, ma'am. See to their needs. But do not bore them without a chatter. Do I make myself clear? Yes, ma'am, I understand. Very good. Now, everyone, I hope you enjoy your evening. For my part, I must bid you farewell. Now, that is one fine woman. I hate to say this, Zen, but your taste in women is crap. There's nothing fine about that fox-faced harpy. I think that might just be his favorite type of woman. I just tend to find women like that women like that turn out to be pretty good people once you peel back a few layers, so to speak. You're hopeless. Not that it matters, but you really do sound like a dirty old man sometimes. Oh, my honor. I'm sorry about that. You're supposed to show us to our rooms, right? Please allow me. Pardon me, but I'm made here at the castle. I'll be in service this evening from a dinner party until morning. If anything is not to your satisfaction, please do not hesitate to let me know. Thank you very much. Do you please show us to the room then? Certainly, it's on the second floor. This feels like it's going to be important for some reason. That's why they show us the whole walk cycle thing. Oh wow! It'll lower the chandelier. Talk about classy. Hush, Estelle. What's that way? That's the throne room. Her Majesty uses it to receive personal guests. It hasn't been in much use in recent days, though. I see. But is the Queen's edition really that bad? Is it the birthday celebration coming up soon? Oh, no. And it's just that the head maid who tends to her in the royal keep. It's just the royal maid who tends to her in the royal keeper place. I shouldn't speak on some subjects about which I'm not familiar. Come then, shall we? The art team did a really good job on this place. This is the room where you'll be staying. Please go on there. Okay, pardon us. I was almost like... Holy Strigus! Never imagined we'd stay in a place like this. Nice! This will make a good story for later. I believe there's still some time for the party. You are free to explore the castle, but the security areas are off limits. I ask that you refrain from entering those areas. Can you be a little bit more specific? Most certainly, the royal keep where the Queen resides is a small residence source built into the garden terrace on the roof. Garden terrace? That sounds nice. The terrace where Her Majesty greets the people of Grancel from during the birthday festivals. So you cannot go to the royal keep itself, but you may visit the garden terrace if you like. As for the other restricted areas, there's the royal guard room and also the treasury, I believe. The royal guard room. I guess they're still being questioned about all the terrorist stuff. Yes, the intelligence division is currently occupying it. Entrance is restricted, so please abide by the rules. Understood. By the way, what about the others who were invited doing? They've already arrived. I imagine they're relaxed in their own respective rooms. Alright, so Mary Claus is here too? Oh yes, he arrived some time ago. Now if you'll excuse me, I'll be off. If you need anything else, please contact the first floor waiting room. Now then. Hey Zen, we want to go walk around the castle for a little bit. We'll be back in time for the party. It must be nice to be young and so worn out after the tournament. No problem, have fun. Me, I'm going to kick back and relax in this oh-so-luxurious room. That room only had 3 beds. That was intentionally designed for Olivia not to show up. We need to get as much done as we can before the party starts. First, Julian told us that we have to talk to head maid Hilda. I'd like to also say hello to the other invitees, too. We likely know most of them. Check the room next door. Oh, look. Mayor Maybell. Mayor Maybell. And Lila. Joshua, Estelle. Ah, here at last. I kept wondering when you'd get here. I was practically counting the seconds. So you were invited too, Mayor. Wait, you were waiting for us? How did you know we were coming? I heard from Mayor Klaus. I heard about a pair of children who went to the tournament, won his championship, and were invited to a grand royal banquet in the castle. If I had known, I would have canceled my appointments to come to cheer you on. Begging your pardon, ma'am, but it would be quite impossible given the circumstances. Yes, I'm aware. I'm trying to be polite. Don't worry, I know how busy you may be. You must be. I'm sure the Queen has no time to waste at a banquet. What's going on with everything else going on? What is Duke doing thinking? The capital is so stubborn about inviting me too. I have no real choice but to accept. You mean Captain Almathea? Yes, that's her. Her words were polite enough, but she gave me an evil eye while she spoke them. I dared not refuse her request. I haven't heard from Grancel. I haven't heard from General Morgan in quite some time. Wait, does that mean you haven't heard any word from the Hawking Gate? The general's unavailable. It's the longest message I've been able to get and able to wring from them. It would seem he's busy with those anti-terrorist countermeasures, or what have you. I had hoped he'd be in attendance at the banquet tonight, but I guess he couldn't pull himself away. What do you think about all this, Mayor? Putting mayors from every city in the same place at a time like this? Well, if the Queen were to be in attendance, I would expect some announcements of no importance. But as it is, it feels like the Duke has too much time on his greasy, chubby hands. He's letting his position of royal proxy go to his head. That sounds about right. But there might still be some kind of official announcement, don't you think? Well, whatever may come of this night, the Grand Chef here is the best in all the kingdom. I plan to enjoy the dinner, pay my respects to Her Majesty, and return the boats post-haste. That's right, you get on back home. My mistress is looking forward to seeing you again. Please come visit her on boats again sometime. They're keeping the general locked up in the base and not letting anyone see him. This room is empty. Still in the room. Oh, Joshua, still, you made it. It's been quite a while. They brought Dean Collins. I guess because the last guy got arrested, they needed someone to represent Ruin. Dean Collins? You were invited to a banquet as well, sir? I just arrived by airship from Ruin. A little mayoral birdie told me you two won the tournament. Jill and everyone else will be so happy to hear it. Thank you. I had no idea we'd be seeing you here, Dean Collins. Dean Collins is a member of the Royal Assembly and a man of great respect in my rule. It's only fitting he should be given a seat at this banquet. A man of great respect, he says. You flatter me, Mayor. What's the Royal Assembly? It's a meeting held once per year to address matters affecting the kingdom. The Queen, mayors of every city, and other representatives all come together to try and solve various problems of state. Wow, sounds big. So all these guys have been invited here tonight, too. No, I say only about half. Her Majesty is still ill, and General Morgan is away on military business. And Mayor Dalmore of Ruin was arrested in that nasty affair, and Professor Russell, he is a bit too entrenched in too many unknowns right now. We don't know how true all this talk of royal guardsmen being involved with some underground terrorist organization. It's hardly a time to be holding a feast at all, if you ask me. Well, we can use the chance to see where Duke Duan stands on these issues. We need his permission to have an audience with Her Majesty regardless. Yes, that's the biggest issue here without a doubt. Barring us from seeing Her Majesty is the height of idiocy of animus management. I don't like to pay my respects to Princess Claudia as well, but it's the same story. Princess Claudia is the Queen's granddaughter, right? Does she live here in the castle? No, to my understanding, her actual residence is elsewhere, but I'm told she's come to the capital as of a few days ago. She's here then? I'd love to meet her. I'm sure you'll have a chance. You sly old man. I already know. We saw that cutscene. Maps and charts. A very important looking room. We checked all 4 of the rooms, so... Why is that the factory guy isn't here? Let's hand it RPG logic, check every room, see if you're missing something important. Oh, there he is. Daredevil, how you doing? Mr. Murdoch, I thought you might be here. What mayoral class individuals on the guest list? We had a feeling you might be in attendance. I must say, I never expected you two to win the tournament championship and end up hobnobbing in the Grancel castle. Cassius is kiss to the bone you are. It took more than our upbringing to get us here. Lots of people helped along the way. So it's been a few days. Have there been any developments? Right after you left for the capital, Captain Almathea from the intelligence division came knocking. She forced me to come to this banquet, but I kept my mouth shut about Lystrom Fortress. Professor Russell and company are still on the run, too. Army hasn't found them yet. The longer we keep this up, the less chance they have. It's only a matter of time. I asked Captain Almathea if I could see Her Majesty and wish her well, but no luck. I was flat out refused. So in other words, we definitely aren't going to be able to do this the easy way. We sure aren't, but don't you worry, because we've totally got it covered. We will get the professor's message to Her Majesty one way or another. If we have to fight our way through the castle, which at one point we'll have to fight our way through this castle. This looks like a big place we have to fight our way through at some point. If I don't put a castle on RPG and not have the party fight through it. That's like RPG rule number 5. The party must at one point fight through an entire castle. Ooh, this is a bar. I don't think I can buy anything from here, which is kind of sad. I don't see what kind of real treats they have in there. Right, it's nighttime. How many people could you fit in this damn thing? Oh, check that out. This must be the castle's guarded terrace. I say, so you can see the whole lake from here. It overlooks the town, too. It must be great for reconnaissance. And as nice as this is, we don't really have time to stop and enjoy it. We've got a job to do. I imagine also fighting my way through this area, because this looks like a place for you to fight your way through. Oh, that must be the Royal Keep. Who are you? Hey, you two. We're guests of the Duke. Is this where Her Majesty lives? Of course it is. But for the last few days, she hasn't been feeling so well. She's not seeing anyone right now. We've got it all wrong. We weren't thinking of that. It's just it's the thought of it would be amazing if she were to even take notice of us. Does Princess Claudia sleep here as well? And it was just, Shay. The princess is focused on looking after Her Majesty. Neither of them at the time to deal with the likes of you. Might I inquire as to what's going on here? Ma'am, we didn't know you were back already. The dinner party will be starting soon, so I will be returning to the maid quarters. And who are our guests? They are a team that won the martial arts competition. And it's only because of the victory that some of the Bracer's social standing would ever be invited here. A Bracer's social standing? Such discourtesy! You would insult those who were personally invited to the royal castle? No, it's that those invited by the Duke should be treated with all the respect due to those invited by Her Majesty. I sincerely hope you have not forgotten that. Understood. Wow, she's intense. I wonder who she is. But, ma'am, we can't just allow them to pass. Surely you understand the reasons that the Colonel laid out. Yes, I'm quite tired of hearing them repeated to me. I'm terribly sorry, sir and madam. Security has been heightened, and access to Royal Keep and its surroundings are off limits. If I may ask, would you mind waiting in your room until the dinner party begins? Oh, alright. That's fine, we'll do as you ask. I apologize, we weren't trying to cause any trouble. Fine, then just don't let it happen again. Save for time. This whole woman's got them spooked. I love it. I apologize that you were subjected to such dreadful behavior. My name is Hilda. I'm the head maid of Grancel Castle, and I oversee all the housekeeping duties. Ah, we had a feeling. Forgive my rudeness, but are we previously acquainted? Someone told us about you. I know his handwriting. You see, we also have our own Gracel's identification with us. I see. Please come with me to the main sitting room. We can discuss the matters further once we are there. Secret maid plotting. I love it. I understand. You need to deliver Professor Russell's message to Her Majesty, correct? Right. If now's not a good time, we can try later, but no, that's not an issue. But the special slotsmen have had the world keep under constant surveillance for some time now. Only the Duke and Colonel and hired attendants such as myself are allowed in, which means a private audience is a no-go. What do you think, Estelle? We could ask Ilda to relay the message to Her Majesty. No, I'd rather speak to her face-to-face. There are just too many particulars we don't know that we really need to discuss directly, like what Duke Duan and Colonel Richard are after. Estelle and Joshua, I have a bit of an idea. Did I get you to return him once the dinner party is over? Why? Have you thought of a way for us to see Her Majesty? I believe I have. It would be difficult, but I think it's worth a try. I'm going to need to get everyone needs some time to get ready, so you can come back after dinner party. Awesome. Understood. We'll be right back. I'll be waiting. Food prep is done, so I think we'll begin serving shortly. For now, it's probably best you wait in your room. Man, this episode's cutscenes. All cutscenes. But I keep playing JRPGs. It does not. I end up talking way too much. Hey guys, talk about being late. The party's about to start, you know. Sorry, we were tied up in sightseeing and we lost track of time. Plus, we also talked to all the mayors. Well, aren't you well connected? We're close friends with the mayor of Roland. Plus, we met with the other mayors in the course of our travels. I see. I guess your work as bracers has caused you to meet quite a few big shots. You two sure get around for junior bracers. And you might say that. Have you done any bracer assignments since you came to Grancel? I guess it's not all different from other countries, right? Right, for a full-fledged bracer nationality isn't really an issue when it comes to your work. The prelim fights and regular procedurals at the embassy kept me too busy to get any actual work done, though. But hey, there are 4 other bracers on duty too, which isn't so bad. Normally, that would be enough to handle most cases, I imagine. Though with all of them concentrating on Grancel, that must make it tough to handle any cases in other regions. Yeah, it could be. I feel like a goose just walked over my grave. I wonder what's going on with Scara back in Roland. No, that rings a bell. You wouldn't happen to be talking about Scarazard, would you? You know her? She's our mentor, and she's been a close friend for ages. Oh, okay, makes sense. I met her a long time ago when a case brought her to Calvard. She was fortunate to have a good master working with her for such a young age. A master? Yeah, probably Dad. Please pardon me, the table for dinner has been set. May I show you the way? Sure, I'm getting bored with waiting anyway. Alright, wanna go eat fancy? Sure, that fight has left me starving. Sure, let's go digging. I want you to. It would be nice if you two didn't forget your table manners for once. This is a dinner party, right? What's with all the empty plates then? Plenty of knives and forks though. That's because it's a formal dinner. Everything comes out in a specific order, starting with the hors d'oeuvres. Then you use the knives and forks from the outside in. And that's all part of having good table manners? And here comes the anxiety attack. It's not really so bad. It does mean that you get to have some of the finest food available. Manners and etiquette are secondary. Indeed. I'm told that you're acquainted with everyone who'll be attending. No need to get stressed out. Yeah, I guess that's true. Please don't encourage her. On that note, is the gentleman accompanying you going to be able to be okay with a knife and fork? I'm told that folks from the eastern don't usually eat with chopsticks. Now you've done your research. However, I am a firm believer in when a larval do as librarians. Man, it's a mouthful to say librarians. I think that's how you say it. Do policy. I'm not especially skilled with them, but I will use a knife and a fork. Ah, how eloquently handled. I'm impressed. You're such a gentleman, as you are a martial arts champion. Oh, you flatter me. Boy, he really is a complete sucker for a pretty face. Yeah, I think it's more polite. I think he's being more polite, not much though. Anyway, his grace is really late. I wonder what he's up to. Indeed. So, if the seat ahead of the table was for the Duke, then who might be on the other one for? Indeed, perhaps it was intended for Princess Claudia. Your attention, ladies and gentlemen. My humblest apologies for the long delay. Was that supposed to be Olivier's seat? Presenting His Grace the Duke. Oh, then I must apologize for making you wait so. I'm afraid I was in a meeting from which I simply could not break away. This gentleman is Colonel Richard, commanding officer of the Royal Intelligence Division. I've invited him here to thank him for his tireless efforts in helping to deal with the terrorist situation. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I was quite gratified to be invited to this occasion by our Honorable Duke. I'm asked that you pardon my uncouth soldier uniform and allow me to sit with you. Kind of a kid, we're having dinner with him? I suspected this might happen, but it's still unnerving. Then where was Olivia supposed to sit? Still on this point, yes. Excellent, excellent. What do you say, Mary Melville? What do you think of Grancel Castle's Master Chef? Why did I say chief? Is this cooking on par with that found in Bose's Antaroy's restaurant? Yes, it is quite remarkable. The wine selection is also a perfectly complex meal. I almost want to try hiring him away. You are not the first to say such things. What if they're eating ice cream? Anyone else see that ice cream? Like the food objects are superimposed onto the... they're superimposed 2D objects onto a 3D plane. Anyone else see that, or is that just me? What have you, Zen? Wasn't it? Is the food to your liking? It is excellent. I don't have words to describe the sense of refinement and depth. I certainly believe I can develop a real taste for librarian... I just said it right a minute ago! Librarian... screw it. I forgot the name of the country too. Liberal cuisine, though. Good, I'm glad to hear. And you two young bracers, I imagine you've never experienced such fine food in your life before. It's extremely delicious, far more worthy of being associated with the royal family than the person who invited us. Indeed, it's a genuine treat, huh? It's certainly delicious food. And we couldn't have missed a chance to attend so prestigious an event as this. Thank you very much for your generous invitation. Yeah, very kind of you to say so. I do finally remember what my butler has been telling me about. We met before during the ruin incident. Perhaps our fates are linked in some bizarre fashion. Yes, sir, maybe so. He forgot all about it until his butler reminded him. Let's put social classes and ranks aside for the evening. Food is abundant and wine flows freely, so enjoy your heart's content. Your Grace. If we could, I'd like to do as we discussed first. Oh yes, that is a fine idea. Actually, I have something important to say to you fine folks who represent the kingdom. I use the celebration as the place to make an important announcement. An announcement? What might that be? I believe I will allow Colonel Richard to explain the detail. Thank you. As you are no doubt already aware, Her Majesty has been in poor health of late. However, she has been recovering and may make grace us with a public appearance soon. That's excellent news. Can we possibly go check on her? Unfortunately, she does not consider that to be a wise decision at the moment. In a few days, it seems likely that the terrorists plaguing the kingdom will be swept away. In light of that, the Queen's birthday celebrations will be held as originally planned. Well, the citizens will surely be happy to hear this news, as they have been looking forward to it. But surely, that is not all you wish to tell us. Right, if that were all, you could have just sent that along with the message. Indeed, you are correct. Her Majesty is coming to recover, as previously stated. However, given the gravity of her condition, she has also issued a proclamation. Due to her tenuous health, she has stated that she wishes to abdicate the throne and turn it over to the authority to her nephew, Duke Duin. What? Is that true? Joshua, this is... Yeah, the conspiracy finally makes its appearance. I was surprised Her Majesty first broached the subject as well, but her illness has left her quite frail. It was only natural. She has ruled the kingdom for 40 years, leading it through times of strife and war, all without a husband, might I add. Given that, I wish to relieve her of the stress of her duties following the festival's successful conclusion. As her heir to the throne, decisions are mine to make. How terrible. Is Her Majesty's condition really truly that severe? I am ashamed I've never noticed any signs in any of my annual visits. Isn't this too serious a matter to discuss at what's supposed to be a casual dinner? Pardon my rudeness, but this all seems to stretch credulity. Mayor Maybell, are you saying that you cannot take his grace at his word? No, nothing of the sort. I simply mean that as an elected official, I don't understand why the successor to the throne couldn't be elected in the same fashion. That's true. If possible, I'd like to hear this directly from Her Majesty. Huh? Your unease is quite understandable, but we do ask that you try to maintain your composure and allow us to continue. As mentioned before, I believe Her Majesty will give us a formal announcement herself during the festival. Could you be persuaded to shelve your doubts until then? Well, the issue is basically this. Once the becomes common knowledge, we cannot know how the civilians will react. This is why we are telling the leaders first to help shave off any chaos or public disorder before it happens. This was also a decision of His Grace. Well, yes, that is true. Also, the Queen's abdication of the throne will have international repercussions. The other nations on the continent will have their eyes on us, and we must be watchful for any actions on part of the Iberians. Surely you can see why it is necessary to show a unified support of the new king. This is the world in which we are going to be living. He makes it sound so rational. Yeah, he's quite the master manipulator. In other words, the official decree will be given during the birthday celebrations. But you thought it would be best to inform us first so that you can be prepared for any issues that may arise, correct? Yeah, I'm glad to see we have an understanding. If this comes to pass, we're going to find ourselves quite busy. Yes, and we'll have to announce it to the civilians. I have a question. I believe that the Duke has a fair claim to the throne. However, there's another who has lost the same right of succession. Well, I don't doubt you're referring to Her Majesty's granddaughter, Princess Claudia. It is true that she and His Grace have equal claims to the throne, but it would appear that Her Majesty did not choose her due to her tender age. And I must say, I favor her wisdom in that matter. I should hardly like to impose such responsibility upon a girl so young. Yes, absolutely. For the time being, I believe it should be best for Claudia to find a fine marriage prospect. Though this is strictly informal, there is already interest from the royal families of a number of other nations. Perhaps a royal wedding could take place soon this year. Oh my, I understand. If that happens, then we'll have two major events to celebrate. I honestly think she's a bit young for marriage. Excuse me, may I ask a question? Zen? I don't mind, speak freely. Sorry, it seems rude, but this doesn't sound like the kind of conversation you'd want outsiders hearing, particularly a foreigner. So how come you're making this announcement now? This is surely because of the serendipitous turn of events that allowed Bracers to win a championship. We had wanted to inform the guild of this in advance as well. I've already discussed the idea with Her Majesty. Gotcha. I guess Larble's military and Bracers are on just as good of terms as the stories say. That is because we lack the military strength of the Empire or the Republic. The harsh reality is that keeping close relations with each other is a must. In any event, do you now understand our intentions? Yes, alright. We'll pass on what we've learned here at the guild then. Man, I heard some pretty unbelievable conversations in my time, but that was something else. I mean, I'm a foreigner, after all, so it's not that big a deal for me, but I bet that was huge news for you guys, though. Of course it was. I can't believe things have gone this far already, huh? Never mind. But really, what a shame. The food was amazing, and it practically melted in our mouths. Couldn't tell what the last flavor was, though. Understandable enough. But anyway, do you want to go for a walk to work off some of the rich food still? Huh? Oh yeah, sure. I could go for a little fresh air. You just played tourist a little while ago. You want to go take another after-dinner walk? I surely don't get it. Must be a local thing. I think you're over-exaggerating a bit. You haven't gone out to take in the sights. There's a lot of historical architecture around here, you know. If the mood hits me, I may still give it a shot. On the other hand, the kitchen may still have some food left over. You gotta be kidding me, you're still hungry? If you had a blade at my throat, my dying wish would be for some liquor and a snack. I might go hunt up a bar or something on a little bit. I love you, Zen. Things are kind of serious. We really have to find a way to get in to see Her Majesty. First things first, we have to talk to Head Maid Hilt like we promised. She probably knows a way for us to speak directly to the Queen. Fine by me. So we are going to go back to talk to the Head Maid. See you there. Give me a second. More cutscenes! Colonel Richard. Stella and Joshua. This is the first opportunity to truly speak face to face, I believe. The last time we saw each other was right after Mayor Dalmore was arrested, wasn't it? I'm also surprised that you remember us. I realized it. I realized you exchanged few words, but you do make quite an impression on me. My curiosity was piqued, so I did a bit of background checking on you two. I was quite surprised to learn that you were the children of Colonel Cassius. How did you find that out? Please, understand, I'm not trying to show off the intelligence division's capabilities. I'm greatly indebted to him from our time together in the army. Indeed, more than words I can properly express. Might I persuade you to stay a while and talk? I've been hoping to speak with you two for quite some time now. Huh? Pardon me, Colonel, but don't you have a meeting with His Grace? I don't mind it being a bit late. Yes, if we're going to talk, why don't we use the lounge inside? I'll mix up a couple of urgent cocktails. I'll prepare them myself, sir. No, that won't be necessary. Someone's a bit of a try-hard, isn't she? I want you to go to this place and inform him that I'll be delayed. Yes, sir. Someone's a try-hard with a crush. Now then, shall we retire to the lounge? Please follow me. Joshua, what should we do? I don't see where we have much choice but to follow him. Well, we'll be a little late, but we can still talk to the Head Maid later. I met Cassius shortly after I graduated from the military academy. I was assigned to a mobile unit that was under his command. And since that time, I found myself in his debt again and again, both personally and professionally. You did? And, what did you think of him at the time? To put it simply, he was a hero, and a master swordsman to boot. No matter the scenario, he could find a way to handle any number of battlefronts in every direction. It was just a matter of sheer tactics he understood and could direct high-level strategy as well. Quite simply, he was a man without peer. If you didn't know better, I'd say we were talking about different people. So you were with our father during the 100 Days War? Yes, he was my CO. Even now, I can still vividly remember the excitement that filled me as we executed his plan that turned the war's tide. Anytime I get to talking about those days, time just runs away from me. But this much I can tell you. If Cassius Bright had not been part of the Royal Army, Lyreborough would now be part of the Iberian Empire. No way. That's kind of hard to believe. Well, as a hero, he had a knack for doing unbelievable things. He left the army immediately after the war, declining even a medal from the Queen. So few know of his accomplishments. But inside the army, many soldiers still hold him as a prime example of what a hero should be. He never said a word about any of this to me. Well, that's not really the kind of thing you'll tell your daughter about. It's fair to criticize him for that. It's not fair. Hey, whose side are you on? And besides, why doesn't any of this shock you like it shocks me? Did you already know about all this or something? Oh, I didn't know about I didn't know he was Colonel Richard's superior officer. The rest I know about vaguely. Vaguely? You're an accomplice. Hey, calm down. It's not like he told me any of it. I just figured it out. I just figured a lot of it out. He told me he didn't feel it was something worth going out of his way to tell us about. And I just don't get it. When he comes back, he's in so much trouble. Please excuse us. We didn't mean to interrupt. No, seeing you two like this is actually a bit of a relief. When I found out that your father was intending to leave the military, I desperately tried to stop him. But it seems that by leaving, he was best for him after all. After losing his dear wife, maybe being with you was all he could do to help him recover. Colonel Richard. And I thank you for taking the time to come here. I really can't keep the Duke waiting, so I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. Oh, alright. Our apologies for making you so late. Not at all. You both have told me the one thing I want to know most, and thus I have no regrets. Huh? How's that again? I'm sure we'll have a chance to speak again soon. Cassius might even be with us then to share new stories. Damn, he played us to find out if Cassius was back or not. Okay, who was that man and what are you doing with Colonel Richard? What are you babbling about now? It's just that it's weird to hear him talking about Dad that way. I wasn't expecting him to be, well, so nice. Sure, he doesn't seem all that villainous anyway. Even so, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that he's got something up his sleeve. For now, we should probably put the issue of Dad aside. I guess you're right. I hate to say it, but I think we might have been playing nice just because he gets something out of it. He's an intelligence officer, so he probably thinks that finding a couple of kids is as easy as could be. Don't you think what's going on a little too far? You might be right. Let me be the one who's mistrustful of others. You should just follow your instincts and believe whatever you think is right, huh? But just make sure you're prepared for anything. Don't let your guard down. I'd say a bracer's job is pretty much that, in fact. Okay, I got it. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Estelle. Thank you. What the heck are you thanking me for? Anyway, we should go back to see Hilda. She's probably sick of waiting for us. Yeah, she should be in the maid quarters. And with that, I think I'll end the episode, everybody. So, till next time.